And we're live. And Charlie, you're muted.
Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're not.
What's going on, man?
Going good. It's going good. Feels like Christmas, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Feels like Christmas, man.
I like that. It's nice.
Right in the fields, man. Beautiful, man. Pumped because DYDX is down. Oof.
Dollar going to zero.
Dollar going to zero, you guys.
I wonder what the DXDY is at right now. Because if it goes below 96, that's the DXY, right?
Isn't that mostly on Solana, if I remember correctly?
No. He's talking about the dollar.
Oh, the dollar. Oh, I thought he was talking about DY. There's a derivatives exchange. That's called.
Oh, I thought, yeah. Well, I don't see the comment.
Oh, this one right here.
Yeah, he's talking about the Nasdaq index on the dollar.
Oh, okay. My brain is so on crypto. It's just like okay, which ticker symbol is this one?
But you know that's really funny. I mean, the dollar's been strong since the summer, and I mean, Bitcoin's rallied, so there's not really too much correlation there.
Right.
So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like my favorite Bitcoin argument, bro. If you should track the Bitcoin chart over a long enough time and stuff versus the dollar. The dollar's just been losing so much ground to BTC.
Hey, look at Doge against the dollar. I would say once when one Doge is $1, I will say that is the death of the US dollar. Meme coin. That is nothing backing it has beaten it.
That's insane, dude. I mean, that one. And can you imagine if Shiba ever gets? Well, I don't think Shiba gets to $1 unless they burn it or something. But dude, it's
maybe in like 20 years.
That'd be crazy, man. Yeah, man. My poor Phantom's locked in KuCoin. Yeah, there's some stuff going on with KuCoin right now. Actually, they're having trouble with. Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say you were talking about problems with withdrawals, and I heard other people having problems with deposits. So, not sure what the deal is.
I got a pretty significant amount in the ether right now, which is like I'm a little like oof right now. So I wasn't a problem. My fault. I mean, I always triple check my stuff too, because once you make a mistake one time of accidentally sending to the wrong address or a misspelled address, you won't make you will not make that mistake again. I assure you that. So I double checked my address, and it's just. So fucking A. So I heard there's some stuff going on in Asia and stuff with some power outages and some stuff with some problems people have been having with a Chainlink as well. But it could be just what they're trying to justify it as and stuff. It could just be a full full blown just technical error with KuCoin, which I actually do believe is probably it's probably more than likely what's actually happening, because like over the last 4 months, KuCoin has like exploded with users, especially like it got an unbelievable amount of users as soon as like Binance started getting friendly with the United States and stuff like that, and started KYC and lowering minimums. I think you can. What is it? Because I never really used Binance that much, but like Binance is what, like didn't it used to be like a full 2 BTC or something withdrawals?
Yeah, like with the, I mean, you have basically, if you don't verify, right? Like it was something along those lines. I think it was like 1 or 2 BTC that you could withdraw, and then, I mean, CZ, right? He's basically changing the location of the headquarters. The technical headquarters of Binance, right, was in Malta. Apparently, they're going to be putting like the place that they get taxed into Ireland, like a lot of other big tech companies, and then they're asking France. Well, I think France. I don't know who's asking who, but somebody's asking them to basically put their headquarters in France. Because I mean, they're basically trying to stay up. They're trying to stay up on regulations, basically, right? So they started limiting. I think it was from August or September. They started limiting withdrawals to like $2,000 with Bitcoin's like current price, which per day or something like that. So it went from like over $100,000 a day to like $2,000 a day. It's like huge shift. But CZ gave people like a 2 months warning or something like that. Whereas like FTX with Sam, right, basically like they just did it about face like in July. Like they were like, oh, all of a sudden, like they didn't give anybody any warning. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's CZ at the end of the day is degen and stuff. So I mean, I'm not trying to shit on like Binance too much and stuff, because it's a tool to be used basically. But
they do rig some things to take shake people's lunch money out of their pockets. So I mean, they're an exchange. That's what they do.
Yeah, but the biggest bully in the world was when what's called BitMax was still around and stuff like that.
Oh, BitMax, with Arthur.
BitMax, BitMax. I'm sorry, BitMax, Arthur Hayes, man. He was the fucking bully on thing. Like,
oh man, he shook out so many people. Like, oh man, it's crazy.
The market. Remember when he went on the run and stuff? There's pictures of him like with like pictures like this and stuff with like his glasses and stuff like hiking. I was like, oh my god, dude.
The 2017 memes with Arthur Hayes are fucking fantastic.
Oh, it was like I think the post was like, "Catch me if you can." I was like, yo.
Well, see, that's his problem, right? Is they can. And they did.
This is a impromptu moon gang, but this is a state of the crypto union right here, man. We're gonna talk church. We're gonna talk house right now. I wanted to bring up, bring you up and stuff like that. Some of you guys have been real in the low. Some guys have been really high. Like we're gonna highlight probably the right mentality to have had during this dip, and just a couple other things. There was actually a really good reason why I chose the thumbnail for this actual stream right here, which was like it's a bunch of these like lizard monsters with gold cups laughing. It's like a picture. It's a famous picture of George W. Bush's like inside cabinet, basically. Like they were all CIA running the whole government basically during the 90s when he was like president.
You're talking about George H. Bush, right? Like the original.
Senior. Yeah. If I had to pick one person, he was probably the most powerful. He may have been like, other than FDR, he like he was probably the most powerful modern president of all time, straight up. Like running the CIA, then goes to become the president, has like all his cabinet members, which are like the military industrial complex. Like, bro, that dude like had it like.
It was funny he only made it one term though,
I know that's kind of crazy, man. Like I was very surprised. He passed away, I think, last year. I think, if I remember right.
Yeah, it was like a year or two ago. Yeah,
right. But the reason I use that picture is just as a representation of like that when the coins are dipping and you're having all the CT crying about like the bull market's over and stuff like that. That's the whales laughing at you. That's institutions laughing at you. They're like, they believed it. That's them shaking their like. Actually, this happens in every community, but like one of the best communities that I can highlight where they were laughing at people doing this shit because they were watching the on-chain analytics were Mexicans. People were capitulating because they could see people's wallets. Like, oh my god, this guy bought at 40 cents and just sold at 14 cents.
Damn, bro. Yikes.
Oh, and then what happens next? Like the bottom indicator was what's his name from what Bitcoin did. What's his name? Peter McCormick. Yeah.
Oh, did he say something?
Yeah, Peter McCormick said oh man, I just lost 400 subscribers because I blocked every fucking dumb Mexican that was following me. Literally the bottom indicator. That was the day it bottomed.
So he's like the Peter Schiff.
Yeah, it's the Peter Schiff moment. As soon as he shit on Hex, we went like this.
Did you see Peter Schiff on Pump's podcast with Peter McCormick there? That was quite interesting.
I need to watch it. It's just there's so much shit, there's so much stuff to watch. It's like everyone's doing like 3-4 hour stuff, 2 hour content. It's just like it's so much content. But I definitely need to watch that for sure.
Peter Schiff, I mean, he's a pretty good debater. I knew all of his arguments were wrong, but I was like, I can't disagree with what you're saying. I mean, I can, but like in the way that he's saying it, I was like, yeah, he's very convincing. Very smart dude.
He's whittled down all his points into gems. He's like, there's always, other than Gold's boomer money, that's it. But he's like, he's got these plays and these hits. Like he can bob and weave on you. Like he's like, he'll tire you out on the ropes a little bit before he like starts knocking you out.
Yeah, the one video on Peter Schiff that I think is hilarious is if you type in on YouTube, I think it's something like Peter Schiff stand up. He makes like a really good zinger on I think it was Bernie Madoff. I was just like, man, like he actually had a pretty good one liner or a couple liner joke on there. I was like, wow, Peter Schiff actually has some comedy chops, like not bad.
Dude, he was funny, man. He got into so much hot water too. Like I do respect the guy and stuff, what he's been doing for a long time. Like, he is in terms of like, I do feel like he's, even though I almost felt like the gold bugs were like, it's almost like the entry level to get into other asset classes. Like there's like the blue pill of finance sort of thing, which is like, buy the S&P 500, buy an ETF, you guys, like
it does always go up.
Yeah, it always goes up. Buy a house. Robert Kiyosaki. Actually, no. If I really take it, I would have to say, I don't know whether it's the gold bugs or Robert Kiyosaki, but I feel like Robert's pill from Rich Dad Poor Dad, he was the real kick in the throat for the housing industry, where he was like, no, your house is not an asset, right? And he was getting a lot of shit for that. And then when 2008 came around, kind of hit different, huh? Yep. Kind of hit different, huh? Yeah, like unless it's providing an income, or it's basically like, if you can, it's an asset that you have it there. If you don't sell it, it can provide you income, and it's not costing you whatever. Like if it costs you $1, but it produces $10 or $2, keep it forever. Why would you sell it? Like productive assets, whether you have something that makes you 50 cents, but it costs you $2 to keep every year. It's a liability, right? Especially if your cash flow goes away. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Wait, what's up? Wally source. My family in El Salvador is tripped. Wait. My family in El Salvador is tripping because they don't understand the volatility in crypto. They assumed it was like dollars, so they feel robbed. Oh, yeah. No, I feel it. Yeah, that's... Yeah, a lot of people...
There's a lot of education that needs to happen on that.
On the way, you guys. On the way. But yeah, that was pretty... Like, he kind of strong-armed it. Like, but that is kind of cool. Like, I do think long-term, he made... The president of El Salvador made the right decision for the country, if I'm being honest. Like, for sure... Just having an asset that at least goes up 50% to 200% a year on average. Let's just say if that's all that Bitcoin did for the next 10 years, 50% to 100% increase or 200% increase per year, as a savings account for the country, probably like he was literally telling people he's buying the dip on, or like he's like, oh fuck, I was asleep, I didn't buy the dip. So when the Bitcoin prices were crashing like a few weeks ago and stuff, or even like 2 weeks ago, really, he was like live tweeting on Twitter, hey, you guys, oh man, I missed the bottom of the dip. I would have totally bought it, just totally snoozing, basically. Just like the president of the country saying, like, oh, fuck, I dropped the ball here.
They bought like 100 Bitcoin or something, right?
Yeah. That is hella funny. That's a cool, that's literally a millennial president. It's kind of crazy, dude. It's like, all I got to do is see that guy in skinny jeans and shit, and it says it's complete.
Yeah, he I think it was like one of the first pictures of Peter McCormick. Peter McCormick was in like a Metallica t-shirt. This guy was in a suit, and then since then, the president of El Salvador has just kind of gotten like more and more chill over like the last 6 months or whatever. It's just kind of interesting to watch the transition.
Yeah, just full on stoner and stuff. I mean, that's what happens in crypto. I mean, the biggest example of that would be what's his name? Daniele Seta. Seta was the creator of like a spell token and a popsicle finance and all that jazz. Real clean cut suit and everything like that, and then goes to like full like long hair, tattoos on his fucking knuckles and everything, and like all this crazy stuff. Like Pepe glass. I mean, dude, I'm Pepe'd out, but like no, this guy is like next level. He's like his glasses got little frog things on it. His glasses got frogs on it.
I love it.
And it's that sort of thing where like how do you know if you got crypto rich?
You can do what you want.
Yeah. So I mean that is kind of crazy. Personally, would you get tattoos? I really don't. I really don't like tattoos.
Not on my knuckles.
That's or my face. Like just having a fun, just like a Pepe right here.
Like, yeah, I wouldn't like on my shoulder, like no problem.
Yeah. Oh, like yeah, that like there is a hierarchy in terms of like tattoos. What I think personally is like for guys, like somewhere like here, but like a sleeve or like a shoulder thing or something. Foot tattoos are disgusting. Shame on all you guys who have those. But lower back ones are really cool.
Bottom of their feet, that must hurt like hell no.
Oh yeah, that would really hurt.
Nobody would ever see it.
Yeah, no one ever. Yeah, that's true. Damn, that would really hurt. Yeah, fuck. But yeah, let's see. Hey man, the citizens of El Salvador are upset, man. They are poor people losing money, and it's not cool. I had to educate my family. Literally, they turned BTC to dollars, and they're done with crypto. Damn.
Shit.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I mean that's the main thing is right. They have to be like they have to understand like whatever you have in it, just hold it as a savings account for like 5 years plus, and anything that you hold in it you don't need for today. But yeah, if they're not like economically sound to begin with, they're going to need that money. So then yeah, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, it's damn. That's yeah. Yeah, I think it should have just been done more on the government level instead of just normal people or something like that, or maybe like I think there's a way to tiptoe it.
I mean, these things are all going to be experiments, right? I don't know, like because I think long term, if you look at it, they're not forcing people to use it, right? The people have the option to use it, but then long term, if it does make the country overall richer, right, and that trickles down into everybody in the country. Because I think the population is like 4 million people or something like that. 3 million, 4 million, 5 million.
Oh wow, it went up a little bit. Wow, yeah, because like last time I saw it was like low 3 millions. Like
okay, well I was just looking at Wikipedia. I just ballparked it. I don't remember exactly, but so that's a small enough economy that I think it could trickle down to the people and everybody could get kind of a piece of the pie if it does make the country richer. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But it'd be unfortunate if the government just basically took advantage of all the Bitcoin mining and just, didn't give the, spread the wealth basically.
Yeah. I mean, it is in like, in terms of like wealth distribution, it is more like crazy. Like there's really wealth inequality in these countries and stuff. Half of it's from expats, and the other half is just people who just own this stuff forever, basically, or able to just acquire, or just got like lucky and got an international business and is like, freighting stuff around and stuff. But I think you're right. Yeah, it's like small enough that I think it could work.
Yeah, I do respect their politicians for, basically just not pandering to the U.S. government, because I think a lot of South American countries are just so used to that. They're if they don't play ball, then they're gonna get hit. So it was kind of I read an article the other day. I don't know if it's true, but it's this part of Myanmar that's like there's like a couple different ruling classes, right? Because they're kind of having like civil war and all that stuff, and a lot of bad shit, basically. But one of the like I don't know what the party is called, but one of the parties basically is like, we're going to use Tether as a native currency for our government to settle in dollars, and they were just doing it just to piss off the other party that was in power, basically. With them. And I'm just like, damn, like that's actually kind of interesting, because they know if they don't adopt actual dollars, right, if they just adopt Tether, then it's like it's a little bit of a middle finger there.
That's kind of funny. He's like, you guys don't. My country of Mexico is only going to be transacting in Tomb tokens. You guys only Tomb, stable back currency of Phantom. There are gonna be some degenerate fucks, man. But like, it is kind of cool. Like, I really do feel like you can break the rules if your country's under 10 million in population. There's like stuff like that. Like the biggest example, even though they're not that small, but like like a Netherlands and like Sweden, things like that. Those like Switzerland's like a huge one though, but those guys have always been like the international like money squirrelers away for countries. Like, I mean, like the Swiss bank account was literally like it's a meme technically, international meme. Like, yeah, I've got money in a Swiss bank account. Oh, so you also launder money.
You know what the best game is if you're a person in Switzerland, because you get paid so well over there?
What?
Is if you go to a foreign country, like, because the Swiss franc is like one of the strongest currencies, right? And so you get paid more than other countries, plus you get paid in a good currency, and then you go to another country and you live there. You basically, just live large and no problem. Like, it's kind of interesting, like pretty good opportunity there.
Afghanistan goes strictly using boo. Oh, they got hurt on this crash right here, but like they're not doing too shabby. Like, no, we're liquidity providing them, dude. That would be fucking hilarious, dude. That like Charlie, we're working in high finance in the future and stuff, and we're just running people's yield farms for countries. So, Mr. President, I've diversified the country's portfolio 15% into Phantom Boo liquidity pool.
How deep do you want to go? You just have to ask them their risk levels.
I'm Afghanistan. Oh, so 100%. Okay, got it. So we'll use 100x longs right here. But yeah, no, but hey, thank you so much, Elf Carter. I guess it's Elf Carter. Yeah, Elf Carter. Poker is a good training for crypto. You get used to watching your stack go up and down. Oh, dude, definitely it is. I mean,
poker's huge. If you can do poker, you can do crypto very well.
If I remember correctly, like poker was probably the third wave of class of people in crypto. Like I think the first one was obviously the crypto cyberpunks, basically libertarians, and then you had which was basically most of the people who came into like that. The first time I think Bitcoin went to $100 was poker money, basically from poker sites, and then obviously like well, I don't know, Silk Road, started jazz sort of stuff like that, right? But the poker sites really pushed out like Bitcoin out to the masses and stuff. So like, I mean, that's kind of one of the reasons like Doug Polk and stuff, and a lot of these guys and stuff like Richard Hart used to play and everything's Sun Tzu and Suzu and all these other guys. Like,
yeah, well, when I was in high school, poker was one of the biggest things to be playing, right? So it makes it easy for our generation to adopt this. The other thing he says, right, you watch your stack go up and down. That's interesting. The other thing I think it helps you with is reading sentiment without seeing the actions of people instead of their words, right? Because I think actions always speak louder than words, and so like if you can read the person across the table, then you can also read sentiment of the market. It's just it's a little bit different, but it's I think it's a similar skill. I think something that you're very good at as well. I mean, you've gone to the casino quite a lot. You play a lot of variety of games, right?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, like I've been okay. Let me say this without sounding culturally insensitive. Hold up. I've been playing baccarat with a lot of Chinese old women. No, a lot of baccarat, man. These Chinese chicks are out for the kill, man. These. Oh yeah. I'm playing with. I go to the casino to have fun. I'm not over there like gambling my life savings away, right? But these Chinese women, my God. My God. So I come to the casino, right? I got a nice stack of like black chips or some nice purples in there, right? Yep. On the table. They've got like mountains, like Mount Everest of chips these women are playing with. Like they're like fucking playing like $2,000 a hand. I'm like, damn, my Walitas are out here, man. Like they're betting like the whole year's like it's almost like they got their Social Security okay. So it's almost like they went to like a payday loan specialist or something and went bet and got all their money for the Social Security check for the year. They went to the casino. That's what they're doing.
Man, if they make it into a bigger stack, I'm all for it. Why not?
I used to play poker till the sun comes out.
Nice.
No, but they're pretty. But it's funny. I do watch them because I talk to them and stuff. Some of them can speak English very well. Some are broken. I'm starting to learn a little bit of Chinese, a little bit just by sitting around them and stuff. But they do risk management a lot. Like some of them are playing risk management strategies, which is kind of funny. And then some of them are just like they're trying to put the side bets 100%, trying to get like that and shit.
What games that you like to play would you say would kind of transfer some skill sets over to crypto? So if we talked about poker with sentiment and then all games in general with kind of seeing your chips go up and down, and risk management there as well. Is there any other games that you think would like lend themselves pretty well to crypto?
I would say probably crabs and stuff like that. So there's like base. So like with like something like a blackjack, which is like there's basic strategy. There's still a house edge in crypto as long as you don't sell your coins and you're just not in the most retarded scams. You're winning. So it's like it's this whole thing. So it's obviously, and all the casino games like there's a house edge on it, right? But there's like a way to. But I would say craps and stuff in a way because they're just. It's basically you can be it can be as simple as like red or black almost on the table to like actually betting numbers. It's like you can make it as complex as you want, basically. And it's interesting because when you roll the dice, right, you really only get out of the game if you roll a 7, basically. So it's so people have all these like they have betting strategies and they're like they're taking risks up and risks down, and then on top of that they have like a special way to like roll the dice, and then they're doing all these like things like. But it's crazy enough. It does affect the way you roll the dice. There is ways you can affect the outcome in a way as well. But so there's still chance that you're gonna get knocked out and stuff. So no matter what, even if you have the best like roll strategies and stuff, you still can get like 7 out in a way. So like,
which part of crypto do you think it fits best with though? Like in terms of like what skill set in crypto kind of like does it equate to?
I would probably say the rolling dice is more like trading. If I said anything, like there's certain strategies and stuff like that where like sizing of bets and taking bets down is more just moving money around in your portfolio as well as like how to properly size bets. So there's bets on the table where they're pretty like low chance of hitting but very high payout. So it's I equate those sort of like altcoin bets in a way where like you're putting money on here and there's a good chance you like betting on like single roll stuff like hey, you only have one roll to do it, and so it's like betting on like a total shitcoin flyer it's going to make it or not. And, it's
might just lose it all, but it's okay.
Yeah, blackjack 21, only 21 BTC. But yeah, like roulette too. Roulette's another good one, right? There's like a 50-50 chance, but 1,000 every shitcoin, your number's bound to come up. That's sort of like a strategy of like eventually you're going to win, right? Like depending on the table, right? If you bet $1,000 on a number on the same number, that number has to hit at least like because the payout's like I think 32 to 1. So if you bet like $1, you get $32. So you have 32 chances for that to hit your number, and some people do that. Like they're just betting 2 numbers.
I would say that actually has more of a chance of winning. Whereas like with crypto, if you're just to do it on any coin randomly, like if you're to do it randomly, right? Like 90% of cryptocurrencies, right, don't really outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum. So basically, you would lose, 90% of the time, 9 out of 10 times in crypto. Whereas I don't know how many slots are on the roulette wheel. So if there's 32 chances to win, how much percentage chance is that?
So okay, so yeah, there's it's like 1/3 chance, but so there's like 0 and 000. So they add 2 extra numbers just to fuck you up. So like yeah, it's a really small. It's like a 3. You have like probably 3% or something. I mean, I could probably do the math and stuff, but you probably don't have to get roll you have. Much. Yeah, you have a chance of hitting basically. There's a chance. There's ways to hit, and then
but like less than 10%.
Yeah, way less than 10%.
Okay, so actually maybe crypto's more advantageous then, because you just close your eyes and grab a crypto, and especially if it's in the top 100 or 200, then you'd probably make it.
You have a way better chance. I mean, like it ruined the casino for me, honestly. If I'm being honest, like it's just like I almost just like when I do go, I'm just literally going just for entertainment. There's no like it's not about losing the money. It's just a pastime,
just for fun.
Because it's super dumb. Like, and I've heard people who like make a lot of money in finance have the same opinion, almost the same fact. It's like they're either playing a game because they're trying to beat their buddies just to like shit on them. like so that's different. That's just having fun with your buddies and having a drink. But like it gets to the point of like, what are you gonna bet $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 per like blackjack hand to feel like a kick, with the excitement, like the edge and shit. I think
Charles Barkley was famous for losing like something like $20 million. Like I think like I don't, it was something crazy like that. I don't know on how many hands, but I was like, damn. And he was just like, meh.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty crazy. There's actually this is pretty surprisingly enough. Actually, the people who are addicted to the casino the most are actually women.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's something about the lights that just hit some way more than men. It's as women are more addicted to slot machines more than anything. other than the Chinese ladies that play baccarat and
And mahjong.
mahjong and stuff like that. But actually, that game's got some good odds and stuff. I mean, the best odds you can get at the casino is because it's a coin flip. One of them is gonna win basically. But no, the reason I just like it is just because there's just cash management aspects. But there's no game like crypto because the edge is really in your favor. Basically, hodlers win over time.
Yeah, and the more that you know what you're doing, like the easier it is.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then it's that whole thing too. It's like I'd rather take my chances on some shit coins than casinos. No, and it's really true though, dude. Too but there was a point in my time when I was in crypto where I was too cautious, actually, too cautious.
Yeah, I think we've all had that.
Yeah, I was not that I was afraid, but I was just like should I really allocate? Like I was losing sleep over allocating 1% to a coin or something like that. Like where it shouldn't matter too much because you can have the rest of the portfolio kind of. I mean, this was at a time when we didn't have yield as well. So I mean, maybe I was probably because I didn't have that extra money coming in from the yield other than just DCAing. But the yields really helped as well because you kind of have a certain amount of money coming in with yield, and then you're able to you could use the yield money to possibly make another side bet, which is on the coin, which can multiply for you. Yeah.
Definitely. And then the fact that crypto, goes 3 to 5 years bull market, 1 year or less bear market, like it's usually in a bull market as well. So then you can keep that cash flow going.
Yeah. I'm trust you. Me and Charlie will be making money in the bear market and the bull market, man. That's for sure.
Yeah. Stack more crypto in the bear market and, you can make dollars and crypto in the bull market, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So, yeah, man, how you been, man? Obviously, we didn't do Moon Gang. We're crying about that. You see, no Moon Gang and the market dips, man. Coincidence? I think not.
Hey, man, you got to sacrifice one Moon Gang for to just show that we're getting close to those lows. It's a
full capitulation. Charlie and Miguel no longer streaming.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Bitcoin's going to stay above $42,000. So. Which is the low that it had on that wick low.
Right.
So I think we're going to see probably within the next 5 days, a pretty good recovery on Bitcoin and Ethereum, generally speaking. So that's going to be nice to see. So, if anybody's still shopping out there, time to, get the last chips in. Obviously, you don't want all chips in my opinion. But, get what you want.
I mean, right now, let's see. Bitcoin's 48,000, $4,000 Ethereum.
Yeah, Bitcoin could drop down to 44,000 or something, 46,000 somewhere in there, and Ethereum could drop down to it's hard to say exactly, but I think Ethereum will probably stay above 3,600. So if you get Ethereum, I think anywhere below 4,000, above 3,700. Cool. If you get, obviously Bitcoin, you're just going to watch to see where the market's going.
Right.
You could technically buy it under 50,000, but that's just if you really want to just I don't know, have something really stable in your portfolio.
I got really tempted at 3,700 on Ethereum. I got really tempted to buy some. I didn't pull the trigger like a weenie.
Yeah, when we got that stream, that emergency stream that we did on both of our channels, what was that? Was that last week or was that the week before?
That may have been
week before. It was 2 weeks ago already. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I got $3,800 Ethereum during that stream. I was like, yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's just during the time dip, there was bigger discounts on other coins. It's kind of the reason why I didn't pull the trigger.
Oh yeah. And there still are relatively bigger discounts on other stuff. Ethereum just generally is holding up very, very well, and it's holding up better. And so I think that is going to just show us that. Bitcoin actually, Ethereum went down. I think it was at 21% dominance, and Bitcoin was at 40% dominance or 41% dominance. So Bitcoin's already gone down, I think 2%, almost 3%, and Ethereum's just gone down 1.5%.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. So as long as Ethereum keeps that above that 20%, and Bitcoin could even go to 37%. That'd be crazy, man. So
I do have the Bitcoin down in a startup. We can show that in a bit.
Yeah, pull it up, please. Yeah, go for it. But
I have it right now. So, yeah.
Okay, go ahead, man. Share screen.
Can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, I think it's it seems like, basically Bitcoin's now not perpetually, but basically stuck within this, kind of support resistance band that we had, from, I guess, what was it? We had January 2018 to maybe May of 2018. We had a bit of time in this region. This has dropped down. It keeps getting rejected by this bottom trend line. And now it's having trouble even coming up above 42%. So once it loses 39%, which CoinGecko gives a little bit more bullish data than some other places on the market, just in terms of overall market cap. So it's interesting to see that the data is a little bit different. Here it still says 41%, right? Whereas that was saying 39. But anyways, once it does drop below, I would say 39% flat, something like that, then if you get to 36% real quick, and then if it breaks there, I mean, then we got full-blown alt season, which would be fantastic. So, yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, real good.
Yeah,
but there's tons of stuff. I mean, like, this is one of the reasons me and Charlie wanted to do this right now as well. The State of the Union is like, I mean, I don't want to call anyone names, but like, some of you guys need to stop be weenie hut generals. Yeah, but I understand. But I understand why. Like, I understand.
I mean, not everybody, but just like everyone. Generally, you got to have this. This is the thing I've been telling a lot of people about crypto. It's not an intelligence game. It's a game of having the courage of your conviction and then staying consistent, not running away from the market. That's it. Like, it's pretty simple if you can do that.
So there's also a thing too. Like, let's just say as an example, you were like. Because like some people are very conservative with their portfolios. They're mostly BTC and ETH and things like that, right?
Yeah, I would say the newer you are, the more you should be, because you might not understand how this market works, and you have a bit of opportunity cost given up for that in your first bull market. But opportunity cost is not losing money. So staying in the dollar is the real opportunity cost.
Yeah. So there's a with like Ethereum, right? Like, if you buy Ethereum and you're like I do find this funny sometimes, because I have quite a lot of people tell me this, like, Miguel, I'm here for the long term, right? And all they care and all they're worried about is the short term, like, all the time. It's
the recency bias is a bitch. I think you froze up for a second. But
did I?
Yeah, the recency bias is a bitch. I think generally speaking, people have about 2 weeks to about 2 months of recency bias, but usually, like, in terms of their emotional state, it's usually 2 weeks. In terms of their logical state, it's 2 months. And generally speaking, I think in crypto, you need to have the patience of at least 1 year. Like, if you can't, stick around for a full calendar year consistently, like, that it's going to be a problem. And a lot of people who come into crypto, they're like, yeah, I want to change my life. I want to change everything that's happening, right? And it's like, okay, then stick around for a year and stay consistent for a year. You're not going to get rich, in 1 quarter or 2 quarters. You can, but it's not always going to work out like that. So and then obviously if you're really, understand crypto, then it's, a 5 to 10 year game, before you really hit it. But that's also, like, I meet a lot of really smart people who, they're just like, they're coming to us for consults, right? And they've been in the 2017 market, and they've been in crypto a while, but they screwed off for 2 years during, when Bitcoin was under 20,000 for a while. And for the people that did hold their Bitcoin and Ethereum during that time, they're still doing very good. But the people who, like, sold and went away and then bought once it broke new all-time highs, or once it went above 15,000, they don't really know what's going on in the market these days. They can catch up somewhat quickly, but I mean, even for us, right? We're always paying attention to what's happening with crypto, and there's still a lot of stuff that we need to catch up on. So as this market expands, the moat to entry keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I think, like, taking a break of like a quarter in crypto is not really going to fly anymore. Just how fast it's changing.
It's moving really quick. Like, I was telling Charlie this, like, what was this, earlier today, that, like, I remember way back in the day when me and him were doing this, is before the crypto mindset course. where I literally could name off everything going off on all of cryptocurrency, like everything.
Yeah,
like not even an exaggeration. Like I knew just about everything going on in crypto, like 100%. That like 95% of everything, and now it's yeah, Neo. Like what's going on? Well, of course, there's some sort of stuff I would not pay attention to, but like
it's just think of the most random coin from like 2017. That's not really around anymore.
It's like right here. You take a break, then you take an L. That's for sure. Like, but
yeah, and like if you are here to change your life a lot, right? Like with what's happening in crypto, then you spend 60 to 80% of your time 5 days a week working for money, right? So to me, it's not so much of a stretch to work 4 days a week for 30 minutes or an hour to grow your money by quite substantially, right? I think there's a lot of people that are like, man, crypto's so much work, it's so hard that I can't keep up. And it's like, you keep going to that job, quite a lot more. I think, for me, when I was working corporate, I found time during the commute, found time, just to take a break, listen to some crypto for 30 minutes, go have a coffee, stuff like that, during the downtime, I mean, crypto, man, it's a great drug, especially like, when you're in corporate, it's just like, you go and you take a break and you just like get that crypto fix, man. Like it's great.
It's insane. Like it was my lunches. That's funny, man. I can imagine you trading during your lunch hour or like.
Oh, no, I traded at the desk.
No, fuck out of here.
I go to the coworker next to me and be like, "Hey, bro, check this out," and then I'd like hit some buttons on the trades, and I'd be like, "Have you ever traded your entire bonus on one trade before, bro?" I did some DJ shit, but that was 2017. So
the whole. Yeah. I mean, another thing that I think really helps our mentality is just keeping an open mind, which I think of course I like, dude, I'm a hardcore hexagon. I'm a hardcore like a bunch of other coins and stuff, right? But it is to your detriment at some points because you're so in the you have to use, if maximalism is a superpower, you have to use it like sparingly, basically, because it's a very, very powerful drug in a way, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or like you're a maximalist in a coin and your coin's doing good. Now your whole tribe's going, you guys suck, and everything like that. And then you're so in your coin that you don't see the next coin coming up, or you don't see the next opportunity, or your coin could end up you're looking at your coin with like rose-colored glasses, and you're not seeing
coin
like
evolves.
that. Yeah, it evolves.
And you don't know why or how it's changing, but a lot of those changes are borrowed from and improved upon what happens in other ecosystems. So by understanding other cryptos, you'll understand, because nothing stays static forever.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Like there's talks right now like the big talk right now all over like Twitter and like in YouTube and stuff for the past couple of days has been like maximalism has hurt Ethereum a little bit. Which it has
a ton,
and like they're like the it's kind of funny because the Ethereum people always shit on all the Bitcoiners for being maximalists, and now like the Ethereum like here's the Ethereum people being maximalists.
Yeah, every community is the same. It's just at different degrees and different times.
Yeah, everybody wants to be early. Everyone wants to be right. It's just human nature. Like everyone, like I don't care about shitting on somebody. Like, but people really do. Like, it is their whole thing of like. I know this from like the red pill and stuff because like at the end of the day, the reason that we are all competing against each other is because we're all competing for coochie in a way, even though we're not really. But in a way, we are in a way because like if I'm better than this guy, I get better women, and if I get better women, I win.
There's only 21 million Bitcoin, and there's like 4 billion women in the world. You can, you'll be good.
You choose, sir. Yeah, but it's that there's that whole, but there is that whole thing too where a bunch of dudes think that they just have a Bitcoin, like I get women now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, not exactly. Dude, well, not to go off topic, but
no, go for it.
There was just I think there was a chat called I mentioned this, I think on one of the moon gigs or whatever. It was like this chat from NFT guys called like it was like Blunt and Wild, and it was just like, come in here and like tell us what you really think and stuff. And these chicks were just like trying to like, find these rich dudes and probably fleece them or something, these rich NFT guys. And but man, they went in there and they were simping hard. It was just like, damn, bros, like you guys need a little help there.
Yeah. It's it's people need the red pill, but I do that's why me and Charlie like pride ourselves as John as well as being like the red pill of finance. Basically, it's just like crypto is the red pill of finance, but I mean literally you need to look. We're in crypto, but we also are actually taking the red pill, so we know what's kind of going on that. So like just having that side of like the female side of like what's going on, and then that just starts breaking down a lot of like this programming that's in society, basically, of like hey, like you remember, like I don't know if you guys have watched my streams before. I had this picture of like a Pepe hugging a house, but it's a bunch of coins. Like men only want one thing, and it's disgusting. And it's like it's the original picture is some guy. It's like some little Pepe hugging like a house and a kid, a white picket house with a fence and stuff. A wife, a daughter, a son, and stuff like that. A little baby, like in a car. Men only want one thing, and it's nasty. but it's been the breaking of that social contract, right? Like, hey, I take all this responsibility. I trade a good portion of my life away. I get to get a wife and some kids, and I get to have some money and a vacation, and a lot of men will take that deal any day of the week, because it's like it is like for some people. I know like there's that whole thing of like I'm not trying to make this into a red pill conversation, but
the nuclear family has been like ingrained into people's consciousness through media, movies, and culture. I mean, since the 1950s at least.
Yeah, but I will say this though: being like I was born in a nuclear family. Basically, my dad King Kong. Me too. Yeah, my dad's King Kong. My mom's Peach, and like we're all the kids and stuff, and it was pretty sick. If I was being honest,
it's a very stable. I mean, if your parents get divorced, you're gonna have issues, right? So like, growing up is just the way it is. So like having a stable family is huge, for people's emotional well-being when they're growing up.
Yeah, and it's like there's been a perpetuation of this sort of destroying of the nuclear family, which is hurting everyone's brains. But people were always retarded, regardless.
Well, and it's destroying of people's pocketbook as well through inflation, right?
Right.
Is the other way to do it, right? So,
empowering the female dollar, which is like women spend more of the dollars than men do. So it's like there's a reason they're pushing the female dollar forward versus the male dollar, because it just flows out of their hand like sand, basically, or water.
Yeah, they're getting into debt too, using their credit cards and all that. So it's like, that's what I like about crypto, right? It's a debt-free system. Right. You can get into debt if you like, which you shouldn't, to buy more crypto, right? And there's loans in crypto and stuff like that. But just generally speaking, right, it's a system that basically can free you from debt, but it also can make sure that you don't get into it, which they don't like as well. They want people to let those dollars flow from their hands and not only give up all their dollars, but then go into debt on top of it.
Right.
Which
this guy said it best: dots over thoughts. But like there's this kind of truths and stuff too, where like like crypto's like this industry. Like I actually had a consultation with somebody where I said like if you do a 15-year stake today on Hex, right, a 555 stake, you're closer to Bitcoin being created than you are that 15-year stake on staking itself.
What do you mean?
So Bitcoin was created in 2009, right?
Yeah.
It technically, Bitcoin's about 12, 13 years old right now. If I did a 555 stake, so a 5.2 year stake, a 15.2 year stake, which is the longest stake you can do in Hex, you are closer to the beginning of Hex than the end of that stake.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah, but that was kind of trippy, like to think of like how far it's
very long.
Not a dig on Hex, but I'm just as an example of just like because that's like it really made me think in perspective of like where we're at. Like I've never been in a crypto year with more like this. 2021 was probably the fastest expansion of technological development I've ever experienced. Ever. Like it was insane. It was insanity. Like we went from just barely using Uniswap. Like we're just kind of like to like now we're on multi-chain. I'm bridging assets from Solana over to AVAX over to Phantom. And like doing all this kind of crazy stuff. I'm yield farming on like every freaking chain right now. I'm if I need cash, I'm trying to figure out a way how to use AnySwap to bridge money over to this place to that place, and like let me sell this coin, let me sell. So like literally, I've done transactions where I've taken my boo profits, like off like Phantom Boo, taken that, turned to USDC, transferred the USDC to this chain, then moved it to that chain in order to get like I'm moving money across 3 borders.
It's only taken about a year and a half for that to play out, because it was like, yield farming really blew up in terms of getting on the scene in crypto in like June of 2020. And then Uniswap was, basically starting to take over the daily volume of Coinbase from August of 2020. We started the crypto mindset course in September of 2020. And then, just crypto's evolved, like you said, so much for that last year and a half that you're doing these things where, there was there was Compound, and there was Aave, and then Wi-Fi,
yeah,
and then what was it? There was that one that was funny. Curve. That was like, it was Curve, but there was that other one. I forgot what it was called, but it's kind of like dead now. It was
Convex Yams.
No,
what was it? Yield farming?
No. It was just I forget it. Anyways, this is another thing. It was just around the same time as that. But anyways, like it was all on Ethereum basically, right?
Right. Convex and all that other jazz. Like, DeFi was just on Ethereum. And then basically because Ethereum neglecting their community to placate the miners, like we've had these other chains kind of like come up basically too. And like,
they saw that coming. I think that was partially, at some level with the Ethereum Foundation, that could have been a conscious decision in the background, being like, we know like a lot of other chains will come up because of this, but that will diversify crypto a little bit more. It will keep our, basically keep the people in Ethereum rich. The Ethereum token is going to go up anyways, and then they can solve it, sometime before the next bull market, and then they'll be good.
I'm in full like 100% that like Ethereum purposely left the gas fees high in order to pay the miners. I'm on the level of like Epstein didn't kill himself. That's how sure. That's how sure I am that like I'll go down swinging on that shit. Like I don't like I remember me and you were some of the first people really talking about like the Ethereum developers were just fucking off in 2018. And they let a lot of like we would be even though I will say that this is like the Android 19 thing that happened was probably a godsend for crypto because it got more work done in crypto. I think we like 2020 was also a very pivotal year, because in March, you had that stuff happen and stuff, and it went worldwide, and a lot of people stopped going to work. A lot of people who were in jobs where they finally could get unemployment and stuff, and didn't have to go to work. Finally had a lot of free time for the first time, and trust me, a lot of you guys do work and stuff, so I know you guys know what I'm talking about here. There's a drone. A droning that happens in your life when you go to work every day. The way your brain processes information is if it's sort of like a compact disc in a way where it is compact sort of things together. So if you do the same thing every single day, your brain and memory makes it less important. So you remember it, but you don't really remember it actually because it's the same thing. Because otherwise, you'd have to remember.
Yeah, you're just used to it. Yeah, so you don't remember. There's no highlights. It's all the same fucking shit, different day. It's like what's that movie? Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, Groundhog's Day.
You go through the same motions, and then you're, it is what it is. But I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just but there's this droning going on where like you either give into it or you like are trying to like I find the people who are most successful in crypto are the people who are at working and they go out of the way just to like keep studying or keep doing something else. Like they don't give up. There's like a thing of like you're a slave. Like you're always gonna be a slave, right? Versus the person like I'm a slave right now, but I'm gonna figure a way out this bitch.
Yep.
And I'm gonna generate something.
I'm gonna build a rocket and go to fucking space, bro. Like that's essentially what people in crypto do. It's like there's a lot of trial and error. It takes a long time to break the atmosphere, but hey, man, like once you get to the moon, then it's like, hey, wait a minute here. There's Mars. There's fucking Saturn. Let's do this shit. But no, you're right. It's like problem solving, right? Is essentially what you're talking about. Like, I think a lot of people when they get out of college or high school, right, they're like, oh, I don't need to study anymore. I don't have to learn anything new for the rest of my life. And they kind of are like, maybe for a few years that's okay in your mid-20s, right? Just because like you have that, sense of freedom for the first time. But if you don't, to some extent, reinvent your mind every 5 years, in my opinion, like you just get bored. Yeah. Like if you're not learning something new all the time.
Yeah, so like I started in high school wearing like black shirts, and now I just wear nothing but black clothes. It's just been an evolution of like my style. I used to wear stylish clothes. Now I just wear Pepe's. So like, but no, yeah. So it's just like this this like I think one of the reasons like I think the reason for depression is because now I may be wrong on this, but this is how I feel. Like the reason people are like become alcoholics or become like drug addicted, outside of like just getting, I mean, these drugs. Some of these drugs are chemically like insane. Like they're not normally the normal drugs. They're like real. They're like turbo drugs, but like it's basically because you gave up on your dreams, and you're set, and you've like said like this is my lot in life now. That's it.
Yeah. I saw like when I was in corporate, right? I was a recruiter, so I was helping people to change their jobs. You get guys who are in their 50s, and it's like you listen to their life story, right? You look through their resume, and it's like, you see it essentially somewhere where they just like were like, yep, it was like you could, a lot of it has to do with, sacrificing their long-term goals for family, basically, which is commendable.
It's commendable. Like now this is like. I don't know. This is like I don't want to. There's the most honorable thing in the world is taking care of your family. Let's just say I want to say that first before I say this, but now we're in a place now where back in the day, like during the 1950s or back in the you literally couldn't do anything else at night. By the time you're off of work, it was dark. Like unless you were gambling as a way to make income, like what else were you going to do to make money? There's like nothing basically. Like you like what like at certain time like there was times back in America where like it's 9 o'clock, there's no more TV, literally no more TV. Like so it's a sort of thing now where that's cool.
Well, no, yeah, I know what you're saying. Like
my God, but
it's God, you have to read a book.
Yeah, but you can make a side hustle now. You can there's like a side like and I hate that word too, like a side hustle, but like it's like another way to make another like a. Another way to make some sort of income and everything like that. But like you could just make like somebody in the nighttime. If some dad was working all day, just taking care of the kids and stuff, there's at least 2 hours in the nighttime. You could do something or like figure something out or just. It's gonna be slow as hell, but it's just like it's just sort of like it's Andy Dufresne digging a hole in the wall.
Yep.
Piece by piece, you can get out.
Yeah, there was a really cool story of this kid in Africa. He basically like I think he had like only a certain amount of electricity per day, right? But somehow, some way, he got his hands on a physics textbook. I don't know how. And he figured out how to, because like his community had energy issues, right? They didn't basically have any light and stuff like that, or for clean water, like to make energy. He figured out how to make windmills, and he basically started powering his own light so he could study at night, right? And then he used that to like do better things for his local community, and then eventually he got like a scholarship to go to like a PhD in some other country. But like he literally, I don't know how he got the textbook, like that was the start of it, but like it was pretty cool, right? It's like 0 to hero, right? It's just one of those things where you start and you have like literally nothing except for like a candle, in terms of something to use to study. And it's like, I mean, that's determination right there. Right. So yeah.
I started drinking long before I gave up my dreams. May have been a leading factor. No,
at
but
14.
JK, I don't know. Hey, Ricky Webster. Hey, thank you for the $5 super chat. Great episode here as usual. Props to you guys. Hey, thanks, man. And I think I have one more super chat up here. What's his name? There we go. Crypto Marine Band. What's up, dude? Hey, crew. Have to go to sleep. Got work in the morning. Wanted to get your opinion on Spell's price prediction by the end of the bull market. Follow up with the replay in the morning. No, for sure. Number go $1 Spell, bro. Not JK, but Like Spell is really a tough one, but if they keep implementing the burn, like John was starting to say, as well as like stop the inflation rate that's going on right now in terms of like the supply for rewards and everything like that, it can go up in price. The one good thing is that it is on
total supply is like what, 200 billion, and right now there's like 77 billion in circulation or something like that.
Yeah, like 71 or 73 billion. Billion coins. Yeah, I can check real quick. Let's see. It is it's at 0.14 cents right now. 1.4 cents. I'm sorry, and yeah, 77 billion tokens right now.
Million or billion?
Billion. Yeah, 77 billion. Yeah.
Right. And then the total supply that will be out is like 200.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. So it's like a quarter out or a third out.
Yeah, I mean, like just maybe at some point, because I in terms of a narrative push, like Daniele, I had people like tell me. So one time, people tell me like Daniele's the wrong way to say it. Some people call him Daniel, and then some people are like, no, it's Daniele or whatever. So I don't know.
Whatever.
Like,
I mean,
just who gives a fuck? But like, cool, Daniel, you guys know what the fuck I'm
talking
Dan. About. So, Dan the man. But no, I just call Daniele just because that's funny. But anyway, Daniele, right? He's got a cult of personality right now, and smart dude. At some point, Mimble. God damn it, fucking magical internet money. I always do Mimble. Yes, I don't know why.
You got Litecoin on the brain.
Yeah, I know. I got Litecoin on the brain. But like Mim, right? Magical internet money. Number 44 in market cap. As I see this right now, this will be probably a top 15 coin. It's a stable coin. There's actually quite a few stable coins in the top 20. Like, you have USDC, you've got Tether, you've got Terra, Luna, and well, that's UST, which down here, Binance USA, right here. You have DAI right here, which is number 21 and all that stuff. So you've got maybe like 4 stable coins in the top 20. I would not be surprised if MIM goes up here. So as MIM goes up higher, you have more money in the system, which can then be used to like, may not be the right word, Ponzi up the price of Spell. But it's probably what's kind of going on, because people borrow on their Spell token or borrow on some of their other assets in order to buy Spell to then borrow on it again to get MIM, basically, and other tokens and stuff. So it's the sort of thing where a lot of people are borrowing coins, and when coins are borrowed, they can't be sold. So that stuff that's kind of going on right now with Spell token. It also generates an income if you stake it and stuff. The APR is like 25% APR right now if you stake it on the Ethereum side. There's ways to yield farm on Phantom, Solana, and AVAX. So the token's multi-chain. It's on a lot of places. The one interesting thing is, like, the more ecosystems you go to, the more of the supply is locked up in those specific ecosystems. So you end up having more and more of the supply being just kind of diced around everywhere, that like you end up having like coins lost in translation in a way. So the more your supply is in, like, you have 5% on Solana, and then 15% on AVAX, 3% on Phantom, things like that. You end up having tokens kind of left there and forgotten, or possibly locked in contracts, or just like it's sort of this weird thing where like the whole supply isn't just in one place. Like, it's all on Uniswap, you guys. You have it everywhere, so it causes kind of like it's almost got like it's almost like staked out in different ecosystems, which is kind of crazy.
And it makes it more decentralized, which is good. Right.
So, seeing this one day at like $30-40 billion, probably not impossible if we get these kind of crazy bull market prices we can see in the future. But in terms of like a short term, like
in terms of crazy, what do you mean? Like a 15 trillion market cap for all crypto, or what do you mean?
Yeah, like something like $15 trillion, then like MIM would probably be because as of right now, the 2 leading coins that are like the big stable coins this cycle has been UST, which is Luna, and MIM, Magical Internet Money.
You mean outside of USDC and USDT?
Correct, yeah. And the USDC is like, since me and you found out, like they're ponzing up their supply right now too. Repocketting stuff on USDC and stuff. So I'm pretty sure Tether's doing some stuff. So all the stable coins are doing some fuck shit in the background.
They got to get up to the 4.5. They got to get that extra 2.5 trillion. What was it? Dollars that have been printed over the last 2 years. So you gotta catch up to the Fed.
Right. But there's a huge demand for it. So in terms of like where I think like right now, like Magical Internet Money is a new DAI, legitimately. So it's heading towards a much higher price point and stuff. So it's like right now I think the MIM token is going to head towards being the same amount of market cap as like DAI token basically. So that means Spell can get much higher in price. Obviously, like 10 cents at some point for Spell tokens is not impossible. It's not even that far away.
I'd say that could happen by the spring.
$1, it does seem like a lot though, if I'm being completely honest, right?
Yeah.
Like if I were just taking the current price, I mean, this is just some rough math right here, so it's like 71x basically, 71x to get to $1. So I mean, I think 50 cents is not completely out of the realm. That's if the bull market goes up pretty high. Let me get the price point on this one. Yeah, that'd be like a 35x. So that would be something like, $40 billion, $50 billion market cap for Spell token.
It'd be crazy.
That's not impossible. That's not impossible. But like, I think $1 is a bit much, and maybe people might end up bag holding, trying to get to the dollar mark, and other people taking profits on their head, basically.
And some of these tokens that have a lot of supply, they get the whales pushing the price up, and they get their run, and then at some point, sometimes it's just the whales are like continuing to take profit because they don't have enough exit liquidity, so they just got to do it over a long period of time, and it just suppresses the price of the token. That has happened quite many times actually during this bull market to various coins.
Right. I had one more question here. Sorry, Benjamin. Bob L.
Yeah,
Bob
Lucas.
Today. Oh, I was like, who the fuck's Bob L?
Yeah, the yep.
Points and agreements on the state of BTC and crypto for the next several months. Personally, if I'm being really honest, I do not watch him.
Yeah, I watch him every once in a while, but I haven't seen the video yet because if you just put it out today, then it's something I'll put on my docket. I do like Bob is cool. Like the one thing that he does really, really well is he's been in various markets, Forex, stocks, gold, and now crypto. He's done his experience is like 20 plus years, I believe. He just has a lot of really good, ways to talk about markets and just understand like what the long-term game is and not to get shaken from your strategy, which, I think that kind of core concept and that basic structure, to kind of, to stay in this many markets that over that long of a period of time and do well, he definitely knows his shit. So he's a really good risk management guy. Yeah.
And sometimes the reason I don't watch some people I'm not somebody called a chartist, but but it's mostly just because I'm just doing research on individual coins and just kind of like looking more fundamentals and stuff versus
he's more of like a macro guy.
Yeah, and all that stuff. So I'm getting a little bit in the bushes and stuff, like literally. But what fathead? What?
Boys for 2022.
Oh man! But at least to answer like paid Dave's, like I love that. What is the name of those things? Like it's pale kids or whatever the hell they're called. Like
Garbage Pail Kids.
Garbage Pail Kids, yeah, Garbage Pail Kids and stuff. That's pretty funny. But like, what exchanges are you guys buying Spell token on? So you can buy it on Coinbase, probably the easiest way to do it, right? But some people, I'm not going to name names, that possibly want to get in on some other ways for some other reasons. They buy USTC, they send it to a MetaMask, and then they onboard it to Spooky Swap, and it's that onto Phantom. You'll probably pay a $30-$40 fee to transfer your USTC over to Phantom USTC, and then from there they trade that USTC around for Spell token on Spooky Swap. And that's the cheapest way to trade around. Like personally, I think like if you're gonna be like, if you're especially with a small amount of money, using Spooky Swap to sell your Spell token back and forth is probably the most effective way for cash wise, because in terms of transaction fees and stuff. But if you're just trying to buy and hold, and it's like maybe you might stake it on Ethereum and stuff, just Coinbase, pretty easy. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of junk. There's actually ways to really get around gas fees, but you have to like really play. You have to see if there's actually liquidity for the coin. Most coins in Ethereum you can use them, especially on like EVM chains. Like you can, there will be liquidity on something like I find Avalanche and Phantom have the most liquidity for like these kind of like RC20 token coins. Solana is a little. They more just have their own stuff basically. Same thing with Luna.
A little bit of a closed loop. They're trying to open it up to like Ethereum and do some bridging between ecosystems, but I think that's like down the pipe.
Yeah, let me see what Phantom's at right now. Going to Gala. Look at that magic. Dude, this is the same shit that happens all the time. I put dot all the time, and it sends me to Doge like every time. Dude. It makes you so bad. But yeah, Gala 50 cents, not too shabby, right? But like,
it's held up very, very well.
Very well. Let's see where Phantom's at. Let's see, Phantom. $1.50. Hey, okay, up 15% for the day. Not too shabby. Let me. Oh, this is just me being greedy here. I just want to see this real quick. My little T-shares, real quick. Beautiful.
Not bad.
That's all I need to see.
130,000.
Hey, probably. I mean, I did say some degenerate. I kind of had this light degenerate call. I feel like it could hit like 18,000, maybe $22,000 probably end of year because of they're going to release a decentralized exchange. Well, I wouldn't call it they call it decentralized, but I mean it's basically run on Binance cloud system. So how decentralized could it be? Oh, let's be for real here.
Yeah.
But like it's called Felix, and it's going to be primarily using the currency Tomb token, which is created by T-shares. So this will probably drive that whole ecosystem up, basically, just because people want to buy shit coins. So it's basically Phantom is like parachain auctions, sort of in a way. Where like except you have to sacrifice Tomb token instead of Phantom, which is surprising, basically. Because like you would think you'd want to have Phantom to buy these coins, but I guess like the way Harry A is doing, he's trying to create enough liquidity, so he's having you trade away your coins for Tomb, and then they take the Tomb token that gives it a lot of value because it locks up liquidity, and then they're using that money to then take a cross bridge because they're planning to take Tomb into Phantom and Solana within the next 6 months, which is pretty surprising. Yeah, so cool.
Very nice.
Yeah. Let's see, bruh. I'm killing with T-shares and getting so much Tomb. That's what's going on, man. Remember, take some profits here and there. Rule of two, you guys. Rule of two. Because like I think when it does
get into this bull market,
yeah, because I mean, I can just go back to it. I think the all-time high for this coin is like 17 grand or something like that, or like 15,000, or I'm sorry, like 20. Yeah, so $17,000-ish. So it's gonna break to $23,000 at some point, and then it's gonna have a hard dip. This coin dips a lot, honestly. Like $3,000 swings happen all the time on this token. Like I notice that all the time. So Vault, like if it hits, let's just say if it hits $23,000, like expect it to like take like I don't know, like what is that like it'd probably go down to 13 grand. I wouldn't be surprised like that big of a dip because it does those kind of dips basically. During this crash right here, it held up really well for the first like third of the whole dip, and then what happened was the peg broke temporarily on the Tomb token, so it went below it went below a Phantom token, and it actually nothing happened. But what happened was when the peg breaks, in order to buy something called T-bond, maybe I'm getting too much in the weeds here, but like they have to sell the T-share token to like buy this bond token that can repeg the Tomb token basically back to peg. So that drives the price down of Tomb shares down to like $8,000, $7,000 like a couple days ago, like 14 days. Yeah. Oh, it went lower than this. I know for a fact it went lower than this. So,
the CoinGecko stuff I think is like maybe like on daily closes or something like that. Not sure how they do that, but yeah, I know like when you look.
But I like using this. The same thing I told the Hex. It's like it's a little overview. It's like a simple way to like show it without like going crazy with the charts and stuff. But like if you really want to see like the Hex prices and stuff, you just go to like Hex.vision, the V2 and stuff, and to give you the actual real price and stuff. But, yeah, like are we diving deeper into profit taking opportunities in quarter one? Yes, we will. Definitely we will.
2022, the year of taking profits, baby.
Lots of profits, but we're still keeping a moon bag, you guys.
Yep.
A moon bag. Yeah.
I would say, it's interesting, right? Like if you look at 2019, it's like 2019 and the first 3 quarters of 2020 was like accumulation, right? And then that year of, probably about the next 6 to 9 months from there or so was just like, okay, then just fucking rocket ship, right? And then the rest of this year has been again accumulation, and then next year at some point rocket ship. So, and then when we get the rocket ships, we know towards the end of a bull market, it gets kind of crazy.
Everyone's going to be a genius. Everyone's going to be crying they don't have enough. That's a sickness too, is like when things are like at all-time highs, you're like, fuck, I wish I had more coins.
And then so it's really important to kind of notice, right? Because I wish I had more coins. Well, you had the opportunity how many times in 2021 to have more coins, but you ran away from the market because the dip was so scary or whatever, So
I feel like maybe this is not. Yeah, you know what? It's fair. Fuck it. People act like women. They just want to fuck. They want to fuck the winner at the finish line. That's it. So it's like this whole thing where like,
which coin will give me the most X's that I don't have to do anything with? Yeah.
Yeah. It's sort of like this thing where like they want to be they like by fucking they mean like buying, but in this context like they only want to fuck the guy that's the price is going up for. So when it's going up and stuff and it's in a nice trend on the way up, that's when they want to buy it. Like he's winning. Oh my god, Phantom is so cool.
They buy tops.
They buy tops. They get topped and stuff. And and when the prices are going down, when you should be accumulating, did anything fundamentally change? No. We saw in a bull market. Yeah. Do you buy it? Well, no, it's down, Miguel. Why would I buy it?
Yeah, I do think the people who have been following us the longest are usually the value investors because they're the ones paying attention when the prices are down. And they, I think this is like Q3. We got a lot of people like that, right? They're like, holy shit, this is an opportunity. And they take advantage of the opportunity, right? And then right now, I think, like basically this month, right? Those types of people are sticking around, right? But everybody else who bought tops, either selling at a loss or just taking a vacation when they could be accumulating more coins. So yeah, going back to your main point though, which is, man, when you get towards the end of the bull market, I wish I had more coins. Had plenty of opportunities. I think at this point, the only people who will be able to say that at the end of the bull market and have a good excuse for it are the retail people who aren't yet in the market.
Right.
And unfortunately, when retail comes, like when the sheep will come in like herds, they're trying to get into crypto and learn crypto at the hardest and most fast-paced possible point, which is not the worst time to be getting in because you do have to get in at some point, and it's the easy money point. But they're the ones who get washed out the hardest usually. The ones who stick around that play that part of the roller coaster, I highly respect, because that is a hard entry into the space.
It's almost like you're getting hit with the hose and then like someone turns on the fire hydrant on you. Like that's what you jump in. So it's like, like, do I start on the shallow part of the pool or like you just jump? These guys just jump straight to the deep side of the pool, 15 feet deep pool. But
it's like a geyser. It's just like, it takes off.
That's right. If price not go up, then project must be bad.
That's pretty much how people go. And like, that's why fundamental analysis is really important, right? Because like you said, if nothing has changed with the fundamentals, then it's still good to go.
Yeah. Watching Hex go from 7 cents to 56 cents and then back down to 12 cents again was the best learning experience for a rookie. Yeah, it really. Yeah. And I want you to know, you guys, we told you it was going to top at 56 cents.
It's one of these things where I think like somebody in the chat actually mentioned, at what price should they be selling again, right? And the price that who was it? If you scroll up a little bit, I think you can find it.
Yeah, I'll find it right now.
But the funny thing is the previous highs. That's not the point to sell, right? It could get rejected there once or twice, true, but that's once I think once Hex reclaims 44 cents, it's only a matter of time before it's $1.
Yeah,
and so if you've held during this dip with Hex and it's your first run around, maybe you got in at Q3 and you did pulse chain and stuff, bros, like you guys can hold pretty much. If you can hold that, you can hold the rest of the bull market for the most part.
I kind of think my bare minimum. My bare minimum for Hex is like Charlie, like $1. It would be like $1.12, $1.20, something like that, kind of, because that'd be like a 20,000x, basically, in terms of the price point. Can I go higher than that? Yes, I can.
Of course.
But because it's sort of the same one. Once you get to 10 cents, you have a 1 cent move. When you get to $1, you have 10-cent moves. You're at $3, $4, $5, you have 50-cent moves.
Yeah, if your entry
really
point,
dramatic. It's
if
really
your entry
dramatic.
Point is good, then it makes those gains so much easier at that point.
you imagine you got it in at a penny and then it's like every day it's up 50 cents? It's like, holy shit, man.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
Oh man, like
looking forward to it.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's really nice. But yeah. Let's see. I scooped up so much Phantom in this dip. I feel like I robbed the bank.
Well, that's beautiful. No, that's the perfect mentality right there. I think that guy's probably taking the crypto mindset course because it's beautiful. By the way, we do have this website live and ready for you guys to jump onto the crypto mindset course. I think we mentioned it last Friday for the first time. You want me to
Where
share?
is it? Cryptomindset.com? What's it called?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Let me pull it up here and I'll share my screen for you guys.
I love messing with that. Yeah, I just found out I could do that.
I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I could do that.
Interactive.
All right, can you see this?
Yes, I can. Let me full screen it.
Yeah, I think we're full screen. We're a little delayed on the other one. But anyways, yeah, we got the crypto mindset course ready to sign up. I think we've had about 180 people brand new who've never taken the course sign up over the last 5 days. And we also had 1,700 people in the last course. So it's going to be a good one, right? We're going to have plenty of people. We do come out with the ability to sign up for the course, to purchase the course from January 10th to the final day, which is a Monday, and then to the final day of January 16th at midnight Pacific Standard Time. If you don't get in there, have fun staying poor. But yeah, just come here if you want to know when, to get into the course. Put your best email in here, and then on January 10th, when it's open and ready to go, you can get in at the ground floor, and you're good to go. So definitely put in your best email here and join us. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. But I think there's a lot of things that our course has done that, I mean, no other education in crypto like holds a candle to. So yeah, just what are some of the things that you're excited about?
I mean, we literally, I was saying this other day on my stream, like there's going to be like 10 hours of just Hex ecosystem content. This next course, like there is so much information that I could not fit it in one webinar. So I've decided to it's gonna get split into 2 webinars. There's gonna be a Hex only webinar and then a Pulse Chain ecosystem webinar.
Yeah, Pulse Chain one's gonna be really interesting, I think.
Definitely.
There's gonna be a lot.
The Hex one, we're gonna answer a lot of questions, how to stake and do all that stuff. Because some people don't understand the whole system, so I'm gonna explain A to Z how to do that. I'm gonna show you guys on screen me making a staking ladder and actually doing real stakes as well, about doing a ladder and stuff. And it's going to be really interesting. And then give it a light explanation as well of like what's copied over and what's not copied over. And then later in the afternoon and stuff, we'll do an evening one, which will be the Pulse Chain ecosystem, which will explain what's Pulse Chain, what tokens are launching on Pulse Chain, what are some of the best opportunities, how can you get involved if you don't have Pulse Chain, how can you get some, and kind of an A to Z thing of like answering all the questions you need for Pulse Chain, as well as like how you can properly align yourself and kind of figure out what are the tokens that are even worth investing into on the Pulse Chain ecosystem. So it's an entire how-to. It's the only course in the world even talking about it. Period. No one's talking about that. Like we were the only course in all of cryptocurrency that got people into Hex sub penny.
Yeah, I think I looked at it the other day on my show, and it was at 30% to 40% of a penny is when we were helping people get into Hex in the Q4 2020 in September.
Only course to talk about Gala at a penny to 4 cents.
Yeah, I think that's around 4 cents. Yep.
Yeah. We'll show how. We'll show people how to store your. It's pretty easy. It's just connecting your MetaMask to the Trezor. That's about it, really. You can move some of your Hex onto the Trezor. There's actually like a secondary wallet on Trezor and stuff. But it's mostly just adding the extra layer of protection. Is also it's practicing safe sex on your seed phrases. Basically, protect your seeds, protect the seed. Do not put your seed into an unholy womb, you guys. But it's most hacks actually happen from just compromised codes and stuff. Really, more than anything. So obviously VPN highly recommended, as well as Trezor as well, a Trezor Model T. But you can use Ledger; they both work. And yes, if you have those wallets and stuff, you still are eligible for the airdrop or the snapshot. I'm sorry, that'll happen basically, or the world's largest. Yeah, we like we'll explain all that stuff, but there's just so much stuff. The plays, Charlie just teaching us his god level charting skills, which is pretty cool.
I wish I could. I wish, to be honest, I could go really deep into charting, but during the course. But for a lot of people, it takes about 9 months to get really used to the charting skills. So I go over the basics right in there. But people who've taken the course, I would say 3 to 4 times. Those people are the ones that generally have had enough experience in this market. Then they've played around with the charting recommendations that I recommend, and then they then they get into it after that amount of time. So for the beginners, right, it's just getting your bearings. I think somebody in the chat, Tap2, mentions with the $5 super chat, said buying the course for both me and my father, will there be content for older, less risk-prone investors? The answer is yes. We have something for everybody. And I would say, some of the basics for like the first third of the course, essentially, is probably what they need to pay attention to for just kind of getting their bearings in the crypto markets. And yeah, then down the road, I would say once they get used to the crypto market, if they want to go, people go degen pretty damn quick. Like it's a slippery slope in crypto, right? Even, no matter what your age is, no matter, how risk averse you are. Like I've had people who, they were like, I'm not sure if I should get into the course, and I don't even know how to send money to KuCoin and out of KuCoin, or, from one wallet to another or anything like that. And then like 3 months later or 4 months later, they're like, bro, like degen yield farm, on whatever coin, like I'm doing it, like I put all my 401k in it, bro. I'm like, we did do a webinar on all the things not to do in crypto, but yeah, if you're making money, bro, awesome. So people go, there's a pendulum swing from super risk adverse to super willing to try almost anything, and so then you got to find your balance in the middle somewhere. But yeah, I would say we try to make a little bit of something for everybody, for sure.
No, definitely. We're gonna show you how to yield farm across multiple blockchains, and an entire day kind of focused on crypto gaming as well, because that's actually become a huge sector that's actually blossomed. It's been around for a long time. It's been around since, like, I would say 2019, 2018, realistically. Or even earlier if you can count Decentraland from back in the day, but you couldn't really use it, if I'm being honest. But it's sector GameFi. I call it GameFi. Some people just call it the metaverse, but fuck that. Facebook ain't controlling the shit.
Well, the metaverse term was there before Facebook. Just Facebook borrowed it because they knew that was going to be the main.
They stole it, actually. They stole it.
No, it's not. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did they steal it, or did they buy it off another company?
No. So this, I think it was this female. She had her handle on Instagram and everything was actually Metaverse. And the minute they changed her name over to Metaverse, they took her name without her permission and all this other jazz. And they kind of purged it. Yeah, they stole. Yeah. So it's like people are falling hook, line, and sinker with like the Metaverse. You guys are basically giving him monopoly over like Web3 and everything. Like what do you guys do? Like, like people just they're just gonna allow, if they can make a little money off of it, they'll just roll with it, and then they'll just kind of enslave people into it and stuff. So I'm for GameFi. GameFi is like, decentralized gaming, DeFi and stuff like that. We're going to be talking about that, Illuvium, some other plays we've found out, and just kind of investments in that whole game space. Like we'll talk Decentraland, Sand, and a bunch of other things like that as well. So this space is evolving so quickly, but this has become like people think it's a joke. Like people like, actually, Charlie, we were talking about like games and stuff since Q4 of the original course we originally did and stuff. We were talking about Decentraland and Sand. When you could do some of the first land sales and stuff.
Oh yeah, people were laughing hardcore at Sand. They
hardcore, like,
oh, it's just really? Like a shitty Minecraft, and yeah,
like, you sure this looks really stupid? Why do we have to learn
the same thing with NFTs?
Yeah,
and then it's about yeah, definitely. And it's just like 6 months later or 9 months later, people are like, oh, now we see what you guys are talking about. It's just like, sometimes being too early, people, they can't deal with it sometimes. I love that comment.
It wasn't this. FDR, baby. Let's get it.
And make sure the government can't get it.
So thoughts on Pulse Swap? Let's see, Pulse Swap. Will it be before crypto mindset? And actually, yes, I think the sacrifice phase will be before the crypto mindset course. Actually,
yeah. There's somebody in the chat saying, "Will we have a?" I think it was Bill Black Mortgage Pro. If you want to find that comment underneath one of the last super chats.
Here we go.
Yeah. Basically, I think it's going to be. We'll probably do a flash webinar. Yes. Not on Pulse, but on Pulse Swap, right? Because Pulse Swap, what Richard tweeted out, it will happen before the end of the year, right?
Yes. So we've got like T minus 2 weeks before it happens. Yeah. So
we'll
I think it's a little after Christmas. A little after Christmas. That's where I think. So, and I think it'll end like some early January. So yeah, more. It'll
be our Christmas present to the Q4 guys. We'll have a flash webinar and tell them to just ignore all their families and come hang with us for a couple hours.
Yeah. I'm going to be wearing the sweater and underwear and drinking eggnog. But yeah,
there was one other super chat I think you missed as well.
Yeah, this one from Tap 2. What do you think? Yeah. What do you think about investing $2,000 in Hex per month and staking 367 days each month? Yeah, if it's something you can afford to do, right? It's just you just got to make sure you don't need. That's called an income ladder. But I would say this thing though is like you may be staking too. I would probably, if you're going to do that strategy, what I would personally do, because you're just going to be too concentrated in a certain year, is that if you're just hell bent on that, lower it down to once a quarter. That way, you're every 4 months you're in like year 1. Now the next 4 months, year 2. So every year, if you're doing this for a full year, then by the time you've done 1 full year of DCing $2,000 and then doing that quarterly, so you now are on. By the second year you're doing that, you're on year 3 of stakes now. Instead of you'd still be on year 1. Get it? So you're too concentrated, basically. So, or maybe do half a year each. So if you did half a year for all the years, you'd be in year. By the time you finish the first year of DCing to like $24,000, basically, I think that's no financial advice, of course. You'll be on year 6. Year 6. So you do like a 6 month stake, like a halfway into a year stake, and one at the end of the year, something like that. You would be on year 6 after the first year of DCing, and that would give you much more of a chance to get more T-shirts, but as well as like. You have kind of cash coming out the year instead of being hyper concentrated on a monthly, because that monthly strategy is only really good for people who have a ton of Hex already. Like when you can afford to do something like that, or maybe when Pulse Chain launches and P Hex is out, then you can do these kind of micro stakes, much smaller, and it's cost effective because the gas fees are nothing. So the interest you're actually getting is actually worth it. But I would think that monthlies for you would be just too much. I'd spread it out. Basically, that's too small. Unless if you're confident,
consultation with this man, Jesus.
Yeah. If you're gonna spend this much money, like
there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's like, and that's not even getting into everything too, because like you may be too like maybe one more reason you're doing this, you may think that it's just like you may think the whole thing's gonna pop basically as well. So then like why are you like doing monthlies on it in a way? It's tough. So yeah, grab a consult, hit me up in the DM. I won't be doing consultations for just a little bit more, so maybe the next week, and that's I'm pretty much booked out for the rest of the month already. So probably I will be doing no consultations until after the crypto mindset course comes out. So yeah, hit me up right now. Like spaces are available.
Like Black Friday sale. It's the end of clearance sale, and everything's going.
It's gone.
going, and it's going.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Dave, 2 months, 2K month.
Oh, you totally froze.
Oh no! Wow.
Oh, there you're back now.
There we go. Yeah. Whoa, I froze.
Yeah. You were like, YouTube doesn't want people making that much money.
Yeah. But definitely, yeah, man. Yeah. But anyway, shoot, man. What else should we talk about right now? Let's see.
It ain't over. The dip doesn't have too much further to go. Yeah. People, I think I'm trying to remember at what point were people happy with the pull up that we got here. Basically, at what point after the summer was it finally like people are like, oh, we're okay now? Was it like $40,000 or something like that?
Yeah. because it was a pretty scary. I mean, basically, people were just scared we were going to go under 20 grand, basically.
Yeah,
that's
so
what
I'll probably say something like sentiment won't be positive back into this market until we hit maybe above 60K again. Like people start getting like cautiously optimistic around 50-55K. Once we break 60K again, people are like, "Ooh, okay, it's back on, we're good again." And then we'll let the buying commence, and everybody else can pump your bags if you bought during the dip. That's all I got to say. So make sure you've done it. Those are my 2 cents.
Yeah, it's this is like just weenie hut generals and stuff like that. If people like this, what I find funny, if people really thought like it was like we're really going to a bear market, legitimately, like a lot of the major people you would even see on Twitter would be all cash right now, and I still don't see a lot of the OG. It's funny, like even though they're like, oh, it's over, you guys, but they still have all their bags. Weird, huh? Weird. Like it's over, you guys, but yet we're not going to make it, you guys. And they have all their Ethereum and all their AVAX and all their other coins are showing and stuff. Like they have everything else, but they're telling you guys to sell your stuff. It's over. But why do they have everything still? Because if they really thought it was over, like he's like, hey, you guys, I'm 100% cash. I don't see a lot of like, hey, you guys, I'm completely out right now, 100% in cash. Why don't I see those tweets everywhere? Why don't I see those posts everywhere? Like that's the post I'd be looking at. Like, why? Like, hey, you guys, like, I'm just like, if I was in all cash right now, I would tell you guys, I'd be like, hey, you guys, I'm actually all cash. I hold no crypto right now, or I hold just a little bit of BTC. That's a pretty serious. It's that whole thing is like, don't watch what people say, watch what they do. That sort of thing. Yeah, it's even though they are telling you, but like still,
well, yeah. Well, I mean, exactly.
Yeah, but but that's because the reason they don't do that is probably because like it brings them up to attack if they're wrong. They don't.
It's a Charlie Lee thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was actually shocked that people were angry at Charlie Lee in early 2018 for saying, "Hey, bros, I sold all my Litecoin. If you don't, if you want to hold it down to $20, feel free." But I sold. I was like, "Bro, that's awesome. Why? Because he gave everybody a fucking heads up." Right. And it wasn't like a cascading, everybody selling Litecoin at that point is going to zero. Right. Like It gave the opportunity for people to get out properly. And then where did it hit in the bottom of the bear market? $20 fucking dollars or $21. So it's just like, how can you be angry at a guy who's like literally just being honest with you? Right. But people always find a way because they don't want the party to end. So, but that's people are going to profit-taking strategies throughout the course in 2022. The later we get into 2022, the less popular it's going to be. Like there are literally people being like, "I'm getting into the course, bros. Okay, tell me what to do." All right, sell. Fuck. Like they're not going to like that. But
and there's going to be people saying like, "You, Miguel, Charlie, like, I think you're wrong. It's going to keep going."
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah. And it's gonna be a lot of there's gonna be a lot of hee ha ha. Like, oh, you guys sold already. Hee hee ha ha. Ooh, the prices are going up. Hee hee hee. Oh no. Oh, correct. Like,
yep.
Wah, wah, wah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, dude. Like, there you go. Tap 2, man. Just have my consult with Charlie. Gonna take the crypto mindset, then grabbing a consult with you, compadre. Okay, thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Perfect. Like I've heard those Charlie consultations are.
Oh yeah, me and Tap 2 had a good one, and I enjoyed that conversation.
Definitely, man. But actually, no, LT. Just before we end this, like I heard you said the course is from the 21st to the 31st, but I thought it was for the whole quarter. I'm a little confused. No, so
we prepare people for each quarter, right?
Yeah.
And so we do basically a condensed version of webinars over those amount of days. We do have some recorded content for you guys as well. And then throughout the quarter, we have a Telegram chat that you guys can continue to communicate in. We jump in there from time to time. And then we do all these bonus webinars. They're not guaranteed, but we have them called flash webinars. So then, anywhere between 1 to 3 or 4 times during the rest of that quarter, which the quarter ends at the end of March, right? So through February and March, we'll have when there's an important event coming up or something that we think is really important for you guys to know. Then we will basically have a flash webinar, bonus content. It's always fun to kind of get the crew back together, have a good time. And so that's what we'll do. But yeah, the actual course, the live portion of itself is within those days. Now, if you can't make every single one, we do record them and then you can space them out over the rest of the quarter. Yeah. Because I would say for most people, at least a third of the information kind of flies over their head. And then, they have to kind of catch up throughout the quarter. And then for other people, they soak it all in. So it just depends on where you're at in your journey, but we give enough information for everybody in their journey. Plus, if you've, been in crypto a very long time, crypto changes like crazy every week, much less every quarter. And so there's always, about a third of the information is brand spanking new in the course every quarter, so that we keep you guys up to date with, the best strategy on how to make money now. And then also over the long term, each quarter.
Yeah. So when you just because Utility Will had a question right there in terms of how to prepare for the course. Well, obviously watch me and Charlie's channels, obviously, right, for information. But once you do purchase the course, so once it does go on sale January 10th, in the email you will receive you will receive a link invite to Telegram, to that secret Telegram chat, which is pretty sick. It's really cool in there, as well as there's going to be in the pinned comments there will be a resources tab. And there's going to be links to some spreadsheets, useful tools, as well as a Google Docs with a bunch of useful links. Where's the safest place to sign up for exchanges? What's the kind of how-to guides and stuff like that? A little syllabus in terms of like what are the crypto, like what's like a crypto dictionary in terms, because some people don't understand actually something like HODL. People don't even know what that is, which is totally okay. So we kind of teach you ABCD and stuff. And give you kind of like round it up there, as well as like, hey, like these are the links to like Spooky Swap. This is the links to this. There's the that. And like,
and the earlier. Finish that. Yeah,
no,
I just had something to add up. Yeah, I was going to say the earlier that you sign up for the course within that window from the 10th to the 16th, the more time you have to look at that information, prepare before the actual webinar starts. So that'll give you 11 days versus if you buy it on the 16th, which is the final day, you only have 4 or 5 days to cram before getting all the good juice.
Correct. Yeah. So we're, this next course is going to be a lot more high paced and stuff too, because we're going a lot more advanced and intermediate on this course as well. So there's a lot. It's going to be pretty juicy. That's for sure. Yep. But yeah, there's a lot of beginner content in there, as well as the proper links and stuff. So like a lot of the stuff's going to be in those Google Docs and stuff. But those will be once you actually join into the Telegram group, because they're going to be in there, because we've had we want to encourage people to get onto the Telegram, because we're kind of almost like sort of like if someone's in the kiddie pool, we got their hand like this and we're just slowly getting to the deep water. A lot of people it will not go into the deep water if we're not holding their hand. So what me and Charlie do is we get them on to getting used to Telegram, and then look at that. Once they've been playing around, having fun, and talking to everybody on Telegram chat, look at that. They start going to Telegram. They know how to use a Telegram now. They know he's Telegram, and then we can show them how to use Discord and everything like that. Now they know how to use Discord. So it's this whole thing of like places that you probably would not have even used by yourself. Now you will be using, and then you're very comfortable because you've been playing around with it enough. You guys learn how to do links, talk to people, send gifts.
Just have a good
gift
time.
Wars are going to be crazy. Every year there's a gift war.
You also learn how to sort through a shit ton of information.
Oh yeah, and then it's gonna make a lot of other chats look quite tame, which is actually pretty good. So you'll get very used to the high-paced speed of Telegram. That you will go in other chats and be like, "Oh, it's a fucking ghost town in here." No, that's a regular Telegram chat. It's cracking over here on Crypto Mindset.
Yeah, when the Telegram chat and the Crypto Mindset course gets quiet, that's when you know it's time to buy the dip.
Yeah. But yeah, there's just so much. I can just keep going in terms of how awesome it is too. And it's like a safe place where you can. Everyone that's in there is a good. It's usually it's good people that are in there. It's safe to talk crypto to people, because a lot of people you don't have anywhere to talk. Crypto's still pretty new, and I know quite a lot of people that your own family makes fun of you for being in crypto. Like, look at that, you're in crypto. You think you're gonna get so it's a safe place where you actually have people to talk to and then link up and stuff like that. We have groups in there that are like Texas group, the New York group. You
people
have
spin off groups. There's a
book
club that came.
The book club's so cool. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, so there's kind of a place for everybody to kind of hang out and stuff, and then from there, valuable information, maybe announced from me and Charlie, like if we find something dangerous or like some need to know information, it's going to be in there, so you can always be checking the Telegram chat. Yep. And
and
just
we don't shut that off. Like, basically, it runs as long as the people are active.
But it is a privilege. It's a privilege in the first. So if you're acting like an asshole in there, we will kick people from the chat. So obviously keep it respectful. Like the number one rule, don't be a cunt.
Yeah.
Number one rule. That is the number one rule. When
number one rule is see don't see you on Thursday.
I gotcha. But yeah, that's
to keep you from being banned on YouTube. No, I'm joking.
Right. But that's the crypto mindset chat. It's so useful. I love going in there just because seeing everybody just get like the level of conversation just grows over a quarter so much and stuff, you know. And yeah, it's gonna be really cool, you know. And then everyone bangs their whatever quarter they got into like a gang or something almost. So it's like quarter one gang, quarter two gang, man, quarter three sucks, no, quarter four sucks. But yeah, it's all kumbaya, you know. But yeah.
Yep. And people who are returning, there's always new information. So I guess before we wrap it up, just head over here. I'll just share it one more time to make sure you get on the waiting list. We'll also put this link in the chat, I guess. So yeah, just make sure you're on the waiting list. That way, day one, you can get in. You can have some of that stuff at the beginning to help you guys get settled. And just make sure you're on the waiting list, and that's it. You know, then you'll know where everything's happening. And trust me, if you're watching Miguel's channel on the regular, you will know when the course is open as well. So the waiting list, make sure to that you can be one of the first ones to get in there for sure.
Definitely. So you guys make sure to like and subscribe. Go look in the description box. There's a link to Charlie's channel. Go subscribe to him. If you're not subscribed to him, just slap yourself right now. What the hell? But yeah, subscribe to me. Subscribe to Charlie.
What on your analytics? What percentage of people are not yet subscribed to this channel? Because like I always find there's some percentage of people who are just like the Ninja Watchers. So I'm like, if you're not subscribed to DCC's channel right now and you're watching this, you also should do that.
Yeah, shame, shame. But so make sure to subscribe and stuff. If you need a consultation, there's links in the bio right here. What you need to do, as well as like the crypto mindset course. The link's also in the description as well. So everything you need is in the description. So go check it out and check you guys out later. Peace.